Welcome guys, here we are again, once again. Manfred and I have plagued us through another franchise yet again. And yeah, what did we watch? Well, look behind us, yes.
Friday the 13th.
Yes. We watched we went from Michael Myers from Haddonfield to Crystal Lake. And yeah, we watched all of them.
All of them.
Yes.
In the span of how long?
From the end of June to the end of September. The Friday the 13th franchise actually consists of 12 movies. And of course, it started with... Friday the 14th. You see the poster behind you.
This is the very original
Actually
poster.
a very nice poster,
Yeah,
I have to
really
say.
cool poster, yeah.
We should definitely mention it's the director that started it all, Sean S. Cunningham.
Yeah, right, yeah. The director is Sean S. Cunningham.
Exactly. This movie, I just have to give you the backstory to this because it's so interesting. When this movie was made, actually, Paramount, who had the rights to this movie, looked at it, all the officials looked at the movie, and they were debating, should we even release this? This is so bad, this is not up to our name. They actually were that scared that it would damage their name and reputation.
Whoa!
That they were thinking about, shouldn't we just kill the movie immediately? But the movie was released and made a whole lot of money, so they were like, gotta make more. So yeah, what is Friday the 13th about? Where is Jason?
Yeah,
Where is he?
that's a good question actually.
Yeah.
I think it's not a spoiler since
No.
this movie is from 1980 and
fine.
everybody knows it. Jason, the well-known guy, the main slasher with his hockey mask. He doesn't have that in the movie. He only comes in the last 5 minutes. There's only one scene where Jason Voorhees is actually shown in the first Friday. That's what
Exactly.
many people didn't know.
Yeah, and I didn't even know.
Same here, yeah.
Yeah, we just went blindly into this because we these days just, when we hear Friday we think of Jason. Everyone
Yeah,
does.
everybody knows.
But yes, who is the killer though?
Yeah, the thing is, the first movie and the second actually still have something like a story.
Yeah. You could say that. So we start off the movie with these stereotypical teenagers, and we really mean stereotypical
Absolutely,
teenagers.
yeah.
You have the dumb guy, the dumb girl, the clever girl. No, do you have...
The nerd,
the cool
the dumb
guy.
girl, the cool guy,
Yeah.
the shy girl.
Yeah, and remember those stereotypes because they will repeat literally throughout every single movie.
And it's not over, like, we're not exaggerating.
No.
It's always these characters.
Yes.
So we now said them once, and now when we say the teenagers, you exactly know who.
You know, exactly. So we see them, they go to Camp Crystal Lake, want to have a nice time. Of course, drink, have sex, all the classic things, right? And yeah, also remember this, it will repeat in every movie.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah, they want to have a fun time, but they then, at the campfire, they tell the tale of Jason Voorhees, the boy who drowned in the lake because he was mobbed by other people and was thrown into the lake. He couldn't swim and drowned.
He drowned, yeah.
Yeah, and essentially we then have a killer, but you say, well, if Jason Voorhees isn't the killer, who then? Well, it's Mrs. Voorhees,
Yes.
actually, his mother.
She couldn't, like, take it that
Yeah.
her son was taken from her.
Exactly, so as punishment she'll kill anyone who dares to enter Camp Crystal Lake. And yeah, essentially even Mrs. Voorhees just shows up at literally we see her at the very end of the movie.
Yeah.
This is sort of the reveal of the movie. In the end, Mrs. Voorhees gets killed by one of the teenagers. One girl survives.
One remaining girl.
Yes, and this actually has major effects throughout the next movies because someone's coming back. Because at the very, very, very last scene, without exaggeration, we see her on the lake, and then out of the Sky Lake and the KB Lake, no, out of the Crystal Lake, Jason jumps and takes her down with him.
And that's the end of the movie then.
Yeah, and don't think it's the Jason you know. It's kind of a child, right? A very deranged looking child jumping
Yeah.
without a mask or anything. So back then Jason wasn't what we know him now. So yeah, that's the movie. What do you think of it?
Well, when I watched it first, I'm just gonna make this quick. I expected, like, it's got all these sequels, it must be an awesome movie, and it wasn't. It was
right.
just a not so great movie, really.
Yeah, I remember. I think also, I mean, yeah, sure, it plays into that, the Friday franchise. You think, well, the
Probably,
first movie,
yes.
it's normally the first movie is always the awesome movie that started it all, right?
But we also came from Halloween,
Exactly.
and Saw and all
Yeah,
that.
and Halloween, the first movie is awesome,
Yeah,
right?
it's
a classic.
the best, yeah.
And then you watch Friday and you're like,
What?
what? it's stereotypical characters. You have slasher scenes, and yes, I know back then for 1980 that was really brutal, and back then there was a big scandal around this movie because it was so gross, and a lot of media were calling people are getting brutal because of this movie because they like it.
They should come now.
Yeah, now what video games are? This was Friday the 13th.
I see. Okay.
So yeah, and also because of Friday, more slashers got way more brutal over time. Because if you think Halloween was very held back, if you think about it.
Yes, yeah, it wasn't focused on the kills,
Yeah.
but here
It is.
This franchise focuses a lot on the kills.
Yeah, already from the first movie. So yeah, I don't think it's that good of a movie, to be honest. I even have to search where it is on my ranking.
What is your ranking?
I gave Friday the 13th actually, I think 5.5 out of 10.
So you're quite a bit better than me.
Yeah, it's kind of like 5 is neutral for me, and I watched this. I'm like, yeah, I mean it's I gave it I think this 0.5 because of what it made, what it spawned, and what it started. But yeah, and I see. I mean, you have to think there was no budget for this movie. Like again, it was a big indie movie back then. But yeah, it's again, I would say you don't have to watch it. Sounds kind of sad for the first movie.
I only gave it 3.5 if you're interested.
Yeah.
I just found it really boring. The end is cool.
The end is cool.
When Mrs. Voorhees shows up in this fighting and all that, that's nice. But the rest is like this stereotypical teenager stuff.
And I think she's the only really good actor in the movie.
Yeah,
she does a good job.
Yeah, so
and she's also a very famous person, and I don't know her name.
So that is the original Friday the 13th without any subtitle and part number, only Friday the 13th.
Exactly. But then because again it was that famous.
Paramount 1 year later.
Yes, Paramount was like, okay. And they made another one, and it's called Friday the 13th Part 2, very original. Exactly, and this is the good one, I would say.
Yes! So if you were to choose one of those movies, go watch this one.
Yeah.
So that's from 1981, made by Steve Miner.
And what's the awesome, crazy story behind it?
Come on, check out with the story. The thing is, it picks up where the first left off. The girl is now in the hospital, and
so she actually survived suddenly.
She survived, and she says, "Oh my God, he's still alive!" And then this myth about Jason Voorhees that gets like dragged throughout the whole franchise.
Yes.
Like, oh, he can't be alive.
No,
he's drowned.
he's dead.
But no, he's still alive, and then a new group of teenagers go to Crystal Lake once again.
Yes.
And what's kind of cool is the kind of main girl. Please don't get me started with names.
Yeah, no, you really can't remember them.
She, in the end, finds like a shed where Jason lives.
Yes.
And she impersonates with the sweatshirt of like
his mother,
his dead mother,
because he has like the shrine of her, and even her head, her cut off head.
Yeah,
there on the shrine. Yes, it's over the top.
And she says like, "Jason, stop."
Yeah.
And for like a couple of minutes, she actually, makes Jason think it's his mother. And
exactly, because you can see like dreams or visions that Jason's having, imagining his mother. And that's actually a part, I like that aspect.
Yes.
I like that a lot, to see, okay, this monster, seemingly this dumb monster, can be actually controlled in a way.
And what this movie also had, I think that's what we forgot throughout all the last ones, this had pretty cool shots. Like cool, in the forest, he was standing there with his machete and running and walking. And I think this is why we liked it so much.
So yeah, this is the movie where Jason actually comes, but, the big but, it's still not Jason as we know him. No, there's no hockey mask.
And you might say, what? No hockey mask?
Yes.
He's only got a bag over his head. That's it. With one eye, for one thing.
One cutout,
cutout for
exactly. But I would say, even though it's again at a camp, I think it's even Camp Crystal Lake.
It's still in Crystal Lake.
And even though, yes, you have the nerd and so on and so on.
Yeah, as you just said, all this teenager stuff is still in the movie, but we didn't care about it too much. We cared about how Jason is portrayed.
Yeah, and I think it also is because it's kind of the first time we really saw Jason.
Yeah, he's not only a 5-second clip at the end.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it kind of worked for some reason. It worked as a slasher and wasn't so brutally dumb.
Yeah, it was still brutal.
Yeah,
the kills were still pretty brutal, but
Definitely.
it was sort of like Halloween.
Yeah.
You know, you felt for the main girl and her boyfriend there.
Yeah.
So that's why I think we liked it.
Yeah, exactly. And also the mother aspect I like the most, I think, about
There's
this movie.
I think a flashback with his mother again.
True, yeah. Okay, so yeah, the good one. The one you should watch.
That's the one you should watch. And I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I even give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, this is a pretty good slasher movie. Horror slasher movie.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you want a slasher movie, a Jason movie that actually doesn't treat you like an idiot, hey!
That's the one.
There you go. Yeah, so then... we move on and things start to go a bit sour. We go to Friday the 13th Part 3, released like literally 1 year later again.
Made again by Steve Miner.
Yes, exactly. So what is this amazing movie about?
I don't remember.
Yes, and this will be a repeating pattern, because trust me, first of all, you don't remember, trust me, 1 day later, or 1 hour later, you don't remember the character names anymore. Like, even during the movie, we were like, wait, who is that again?
Are they even said sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes you don't even have a name, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's always the same. You have the oldest stereotypes. Now you have even Yankees in the movie.
Yeah,
like
right. Yeah. This is the one with the Yankees.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and it's like it's playing at this barn. So big plot with big creative.
It's now in the barn.
Yes, and guess who comes? Jason, you know.
Guess who's back?
Guess who's back? And this is the movie where Jason gets his famous hockey mask.
Yeah, and I think because of that, and that this still has some cool shots and kills,
so.
That's why I think we still kind of like this one.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
It's not a must-watch at all.
It isn't,
no, but for slasher fans and Jason fans, and I think we consider ourselves sorta Jason fans.
Yeah, sure.
I think then you can still watch it.
Either way, if you're in it for story or character development, just go.
Like, even literally here they wrote, instead we pick up exactly where we left off with Jason unmasked looking for more revenge.
Yeah.
So it's like just the same again. He stalks and terrorizes a group of friends at a cabin in the woods.
It's exactly the same. Just in a
barn. Yeah. And then I think this is at the end where he gets hanged.
Yeah, and exactly. This is one of the movies where at least they fight back.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And there we also find out that Jason can definitely take quite a beating.
Oh yeah, damn yeah. This is kind of where they started to make him very supernatural, right?
Yes, he's a really tough guy.
Oh yeah.
So it's hard to take down.
Oh yes.
I gave it a 4 out of 10.
I think I gave it also like 4.5 or something out of 10.
Yeah, it's still, you can watch it.
Yeah, it's fine for slasher fans. It should be fine.
Yeah, and if you're still into this old school kind of horror slasher, then you can still watch it. It's not the best, but it's still,
it's fine.
It's alright. And I think there's still this girl from the second movie.
Okay. Yes, and then we move on.
So we move on to Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter.
Yes, now let me drop some history again on your ass.
Yes.
Now, why is it called the final chapter, actually? Do you know?
I don't remember.
Yeah, no, it is. I told you Paramount didn't like this IP. And throughout every single entry, even though it was making hella money, they hated it. Every single one, they hated it. Like, all the executives hated it. And that's why they said, you know what? Because the sales were, I think they were going down a bit on the third one. They said, you know what?
Now it's
on
done.
The fourth one, this is it. But then the fourth one again made hella money. So they continued.
Alright.
So this should have been the final Friday. Hence the title. You have again They're random teenagers. You don't give a shit about them. Of course, they want to have sex again. That's all they. Essentially, that's all what they're up to.
That's all
right?
what they're partying and
they're
sex
like these,
all the time.
like these monkeys, like always like sex. You know, it's kind of like that.
Always the same.
That's the whole character.
Always the shot of a naked woman.
Yes,
is like a trademark.
If you're not into nudity, just this ain't for you.
Yeah,
because it's a trademark.
Because from here it really starts.
Yes, every movie has to have that scene. Yeah, and essentially, again, they're getting haunted in a cabin in the woods, and people are getting killed, and the big twist.
The twist.
Yeah, the twist that everyone hated is there is a boy. And with this one girl, right? When she gets attacked by Jason, the boy actually decides to attack him, and he cuts into his head with the machete.
Machete, yeah.
And kills him. And then Jason comes over and he starts to go crazy, and actually in the end he takes Jason's machete in the hospital and becomes the new Jason.
So the kid gets kind of his powers, sort of, which is kind of lame. At least like in this movie, Jason got his iconic crack in the mask.
Yes.
Like because of that.
So what did you give this movie?
Just to look there, the final chapter was only 3.5.
And it's made by Joseph Zito, I'm sorry.
Directed by Joseph Zito in 1984.
Yes, so 2 years later.
Oh my god, 2 years later.
They spent 2 years making this and still that shit.
Wow.
No, but anyway, fun fact, I gave it 4.5 out of one reason. For some weird reason, I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
Until the end. The twist I didn't
the
like.
end, the with the kid there.
I don't know why. For some reason it worked. It kind of worked for me. It's fine. Right, it's fine. But
I'd also agree. It's still one you can watch.
Yeah.
It's not like you're getting super bored, which we were with the last one.
Yes.
You exactly know what's up. But when you like that sort of stuff, then go ahead. Exactly. You can still watch it.
Yeah. So we continue.
In 1985, 1 year later, when they said the final chapter was, right, 1 year later, by Danny Steinman,
probably,
yeah.
And it's called Friday the 13th, A New Beginning.
A New Beginning, yeah.
What is it about?
I don't know.
The same stuff all over, what?
Let's just read a bit.
No good thing ever really comes to an end, does it? Brand new Friday the 13th film hits years later. We later find out that the person killing people in this movie was an imposter. Oh my god. Right? So someone's killing people again. Oh, surprise, surprise. And people think the main I remember now. This was at this pseudo-psychiatry where this Tommy guy, which was the kid from back then, was...
Oh yeah, the grown-up kid, yeah.
And he had this dream always where visions where Jason was attacking him. And we all knew he was the one to face him off. You remember this great scene in this movie where this one kid gets killed because he wants to share the chocolate with someone, and then this other guy kills him?
Here, Vic, want a bite? Here, I'll just put it over here. And later on, when you're hungry, you can have it. Well, if that's the way you feel, forget it, Vic. Just forget it. But I think you're really out of line.
Yes. At this hospital where with the axe, and there's like killing.
And then this awesome scene happens where the doctor or something is sitting there. Everyone's depressed because he died, right? And then he's like, you know, guys. It's trying to get really emotional. He's like, you know, guys, I know that he died and everything, and it's really sad. But let's just eat.
Yeah, let's just have breakfast.
We couldn't,
or something. It's just like, let's just have breakfast.
We couldn't take it. We had to laugh out so hard.
Yeah, and both of us were like, really?
What was that? And you remember the other two awesome included characters, also the not Yankees, you can't say, but these really over-the-top country idiots.
Those are in every movie somehow.
But there's this one, mother.
Those two crazy.
So over the top crazy.
So they went they went with this movie like less the horror to more the kind of funny.
This is where it started to go. Yes.
Yeah. So I think what we also can add in here, mate, is that throughout the entire franchise, there are 80% of bad actors.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
they're really not great.
No, they're really bad. I mean, can they do? The characters are really badly written.
And surely
as well.
it's the script as well, but like the emotional stuff is sometimes really creepy.
Yeah, when they try to actually do it, it's no. Yeah, this is where they just figured, well, if it's that bad, just fuck it. You know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of what happened.
So we really didn't like this movie too much.
Yeah, I too didn't. So
I gave it 2 out of 10.
I'll give it 2 out of 10. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't watch
2.5
it
out of
really.
10. Yeah, no, it's not that good.
It's again they made this kind of funny approach which we don't like. I know lots of people like, hey, that's fun.
Yeah, if you like that, again, if you're a hardcore slasher fan, and
then yes,
if
you
you
have
like
all the kills, you have all the sex scenes. And all that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
if you're into that and stupid characters, hey,
yeah, there you go.
There you go. Yeah,
but for us,
but the problem is it continued from here on.
This was actually, just before you turn off the video and saying, oh, it's all just shit, this was a bit better.
Yes,
the next part 6, Jason Lives.
Yes, directed by Tommy McLaughlin.
In 1986, a year later again. So they were really pumping out the Friday movies in the 80s.
Yes, they were.
And so what happened there, mate?
The same stuff. It's the same shit all over.
But why do we say it's better?
For some reason, I think this is the movie where they really said, we don't care anymore, and they went full on balls deep, and like went all in on the fun. And for some reason, it kind of worked in a way. Like there were scenes that were annoying us of how bad they were. And the actors are again Oscar worthy. Tommy Wiseau would be proud, by the way. But anyway, it was really
Oh, what a story!
What a story, Mark. Yeah, but yeah, it's just the same stuff all over again. I mean, I could read it out to you, but essentially, it's the same stuff all over again. And we have Tommy again in there.
So Tommy's plan does not go right, and Jason again, like how they even write it there, ends up wreaking havoc on the small town.
Yeah, Tommy McLaughlin wrote a great strip.
Nah.
Really, no.
Tommy is back and not doing so well. This film takes place 1 year after the last film. So it's still a sequel.
Yes, it is.
We see Tommy return home with a friend, but he's dealing with hallucinations and horrible dreams from the years of trauma brought on by Jason.
Yeah.
And of course, Jason gets revived kind of
was this movie.
With the lightning.
Yeah, this was the movie where he got revived from the lightning.
That's why he lives.
Oh my god, yes, because Tommy's like, I have to see if he's really dead, and then the lightning strikes.
So, as you saw, we kind of liked it a bit more, but only a bit.
Only a bit, yeah.
So I gave it 3 out of 10.
Yeah, I think I actually, because, and you won't believe this, because... For me, the movie wasn't that bad, because I remember the humor. With this movie, it's really important if you like the humor or not. If it doesn't work for you, which it didn't for you, right?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
If it didn't, then you will give it like Manfred did a 3, and you're like, it's it's whatever, right? And if the humor works, it's kind of like with me, and I actually gave it a 6 out of 10 because it kind of worked for me. I don't know why.
Okay, I disagree with you.
I fully understand. It's all about the humor, I think.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was just another movie. And before you say, oh, you don't know anything about stories and stuff, guys, can you blame us? I mean, if you've watched all of those, can you still tell apart what happens in which movie? Again, it's always the same.
Yeah. It's horror. Yeah, it's really always the same. They're just pumping them out.
Yeah.
Oh no! So yeah, as we said, if the humor works for you, you might like this movie, and I think it's also people are split apart with this movie.
Yeah, it's
but
for me it was nothing.
Exactly, but if you don't, then it's just another movie.
Yeah, exactly. So mate, what's up next?
Yeah.
88.
Yeah, 2 years actually.
2 years later,
John Cole Buchler said, you know what? We're gonna do something different this time. Oh my!
But boys,
we're gonna do the exact same movie all over again, but we're gonna add gonna add supernatural shit.
Oh,
And
this was that
yes.
one. Oh,
and this,
yes.
yes, and this is the movie with the one girl that has psychic abilities, and she sees Jason, and she literally she's a Jedi.
Yeah, she can like move objects
Yeah.
without like touching.
Yeah, if you've seen Star Wars, she's like.
So what this movie is that the mother
Yes.
thinks that her daughter is like has a
Psychic, yeah.
psychic, yeah.
Has some problems, yeah.
And they go for whatever reason back to Crystal Lake
Yes.
because I don't know why. Oh, because her father died there.
Yeah, and Jason got drowned last movie.
Yeah, Jason got okay.
Okay, so
So he's still down there.
yes,
Keep that
Jason.
in mind.
Yeah, in the last movie, Jason got actually drowned in the 6th one. Are you still keeping track? And the 7th one is still underground, and she I don't know, she has this mental breakdown or something. She just sees her father or something, and then like lightning strikes the fucking
She
lake.
like makes the lights flicker and all this.
Yeah, and electricity
generic
goes
shit,
into
yeah.
the lake or something.
And she
And that revives Jason.
like
Yeah.
electricity in the lake.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
That surely revives
Yeah,
people.
yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah. But
And there's
anyway.
also this doctor dude, which like is a really bad
Yeah,
version of Loomis from Halloween.
Yeah, just he's an ass.
Like he is this doctor wants to heal her, and he says you need to face all this, and it's like you all know what's up. Like the
Yeah.
guy's gonna get killed,
Yes.
and in the end,
And
what
she's gonna
happens?
run away, and she's gonna go all Jedi. Essentially, what you'll see is the exact same movie, but just that Jason is running around and she's throwing objects at him.
No, at the end, you remember at the end when
No, I
her
don't.
father, for some reason, came out of the water just
Oh my
like
god!
Jason.
That was that shit ending. I remember. Yeah, she was fine, and we told you her father drowned, right?
Yeah.
That's why this is. She went to Camp Crystal Lake actually.
To kind of verarbeiten,
Yeah,
process the death
Yeah,
of her father.
yeah, and then she's summoning all her powers, and her dad comes out of the lake and takes Jason with him into the lake.
Yeah.
That's it.
So her dad makes like imposes Jason.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
takes him down.
yeah. That's it.
And I think we hated this movie so much because of this
Yeah, it was again
supernatural
Yes,
shit.
we said Jason and Supernatural. It just doesn't mix. I know they were going for Friday meets Carrie,
Yeah.
but nah.
The thing is, they also make it out to be like first such a big deal that she has all these abilities, and then there's again the group of teenagers which get slashed and all
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
but she
that-
can't do anything against that.
Exactly.
Like she's
Yeah.
only this normal girl there.
Yeah,
and
yeah. And then all of a sudden she's like, and yeah, of course, there's a spoiler. There's a boy interested into her, and
Yeah.
they kiss for sure. Or
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, really?
you know why she. You see how much we forgot about this movie. You know why she's so traumatized by the death of her father? Because her father was abusive, and she killed him by using her telekinetic powers as a child, and that's why he drowned.
Right, that's actually kind of important.
Yeah, yeah, whatever.
Jump scares, by the way, that's what we forgot. I think
Yeah.
around there they started.
Yeah,
the
they're
jump
out there.
scares.
They also thought, how about we add another great thing? Fake jump scares. This
Yeah.
is where the shit started.
So the what was that now? The new
New Blood,
New
yeah.
Blood. I gave it 2 out of 10.
yeah, it's bloody disgusting, I
Yeah,
would say.
don't watch it.
I think I go. It's very down there. I gave it a 2 out of 10. I think not that good, honestly. Supernatural and Jason just doesn't mix. And then came this movie. We thought this is gonna be really shit. Like, you know,
Yes.
can you blame us?
At this point, we're watching through all those, and now we read part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan. So that was in 1989, made by Rob Hatton
Yeah, and it's on a ferry and Jason.
in New York.
Yeah, and we thought, how will Jason take Manhattan? Yeah, it sounded really over the top. And you know what it is, essentially? Again, you're gonna hate us because we won't say much about the plot. Just imagine all of what you've just heard before. Jason going around killing horny teenagers.
Now on a ferry because they go to Manhattan.
Yes, and that's all on a
And
ferry.
he kind of gets shocked again, so he is alive again because it's still a sequel, guys.
Yes, it still is.
Still a sequel.
Yeah.
So he's like at this point has slashed so many guys.
Yeah. Yes.
And he's now this ferry, and half of the movie is actually only on the
Yeah.
ferry. So
And that half is the most boring.
yeah, that drags on.
Yeah,
and all
because
that.
it's just, you know, if you do what we did, we just watched it like part after part.
It's always the
getting
same,
so
yeah.
exhausting.
Repetitive.
Yes, you notice how much repetition there is. Like if you watch one of them, you don't notice, but if you've seen all of them, you notice how repetitive they get.
But
Yeah,
there is this twist that comes because when he then finally arrives in Manhattan, I mean, there is
Yes.
still this stupid crowd which tries to flee from him. The movie there gets kind of fun.
Yes, actually, as soon as the girl and the guys get to Manhattan, and he comes after them, of course. Does he swim? Doesn't Jason swim?
No, I think she just walks out of the water and that's
Something
it.
like that, whatever,
Yeah, what do I
essentially.
know?
Yeah, what do we know? But yeah, he comes to Manhattan and there's this awesome scene. The cool guy actually meets Jason in Manhattan again. And
The
just
box
yeah,
guy.
yeah, exactly, the cool box
Rocky,
guy.
yeah.
And he unloads on Jason, punching him left, right.
Your best shot. Motherfucker.
Yeah, and yes, it was completely over the top, but it was so funny.
There's also this one more scene when Jason walks like in Times Square, I think, and he like for whatever reason kicks the radio off like some gangsters away,
right.
and they're like, "Hey, what are you trying to do?"
Yeah.
And then he turns around, just open his mask,
Yeah, they see his face.
They like see his face, and they're like, "Oh, it's fine,
It's fine, it's fine.
Yeah.
That was quite funny, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the end is kind of weird when the acid hits Jason and he turns into a child or something and then dies, and it's, what? But, yeah, so that's, I mean, Jason Takes Manhattan surprisingly good.
Yeah, this was actually still kind of watchable.
Yeah, it's kind of watchable, yeah.
I mean, I gave it 3.5 because I kind of enjoyed it. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not a good movie at all. And it's still the same with the slashing and all
Yes.
that.
But,
If I had to pick from one of the bad ones, it's
Yeah.
gotta be this one.
yeah, I agree. I would give this also, I think I also gave it a 3.5 out of 10.
And
The first half is boring, but as soon as you get through it, that's
yeah,
fun.
it's kind of sad that like a movie is good when we say 3.5 out of 10.
Can you tell how good this franchise is? But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
whatever.
fine.
It's fine. You can sit through it.
But what isn't fine? Yeah, then 4 years later,
4 years.
they took 4 years, and what did they give us? Jason Goes to Hell.
The final Friday.
Yes.
Once again, another final.
Yes, exactly. And this movie was really important because this was the first not by Paramount, actually. Paramount, with the 8 movie, they were like, someone buy this shit. And then,
Finally,
who was it? And with this movie, this company bought it. And this was their very first movie. And they,
Oh my god.
yes, and oh my god. And they thought, we're gonna do it all differently, you know? And you know what they did? They took what we loved the most out of Friday and made it better. Yeah, no. They took the paranormal shit and turned it up to 500. So what happens?
There's of course this naked girl, and we all
Sure.
know Jason immediately goes after naked girls and wants to kill her,
Yeah.
and then he gets like shot up by a circle of police
He gets
officers.
trapped by her, right? And,
Yeah, it was just a trick.
yes, and shot up, like literally gets blown up.
Yeah, and so his remainings get then to the
Transferred to-
coroner,
Yeah, exactly.
get inspected.
Yes,
Or how do
and
you
this,
say?
yeah, and then this guy's inspecting it, and for some weird reason, this is where the paranormal stuff starts. And if you don't believe us, I'll cut it in. The guy takes his heart because he's getting
Jason's eye.
possessed.
Yeah.
he bites into it. He eats the heart of Jason. I'm not shitting you. He eats the heart of Jason.
You know what's the most stupid shit about? Like, it's already very
Yeah,
stupid.
it's very
but
stupid, yeah.
when this person, which is a normal guy,
Yeah.
then gets possessed by this, he looks into a mirror and there is like an image of Jason.
Yeah,
like, this makes no fucking sense.
It really doesn't. It's just like for the people who didn't get it.
Yeah.
Essentially, and then it starts over again, just that this one guy is Jason now, and he just doesn't look like him at all. And it really is it's just the same movie all over again, but with the twist. And you know what? I prefer like another Friday number 6, which is just, no 5, which is just the same shit all over again, over this here where they introduce twists like Jason demon kissing, like this, how does Jason wants new bodies. He wants to transfer his soul
because he can't survive in like one body.
Exactly, because he has to get a body of another Voorhees, and then he turns into Jason again. The Jason that we know for some weird reason. And you know how he's transferring? He's demon, like, do you know this shit horror movies where like it's demon kissing black goo running out in the mouth, and yeah, and he French kisses, demon French kisses other people,
Yeah.
and then like he's inside their body, and it's so shit, and it doesn't work at all.
And there's like these random characters, like this hunter, which
there's a
this
Jason
bounty
hunter, thank you, yeah, and he's supposed to be the creep guy.
But he's really not.
Right, he's just in it for like 2 minutes or 2 scenes, and then that's it.
And then also at this weird diner with all the rude people there.
Yeah, of course, the stereotypes everywhere.
And there's this baby or so, which
because one girl in this diner, surprise, is related to Jason Voorhees, and that's he needs her and the baby, you know.
Yeah.
He needs the baby to turn into Jason again, because obviously.
And only a Voorhees can kill him.
And you know what happens? There's even like we see out of one possessed person, like a worm sprouts out, which is supposed to be Jason's demon. It sprouts out. You see it actually if you just watch the wallpaper. You see his demons. And yeah, and in the end he gets beaten because if the relative of Voorhees stabs him with the King Arthur's sword, and I'm just making it up, but he
sort of weird sword. Yeah.
He stabs him with some magic sword into his heart. He's gonna get dragged to hell, literally.
Yeah.
Their arms coming up, dragging him down. But then there's someone coming up from hell at the very end.
Oh God!
You know, after this shit show, we see one good thing, and that is Freddy's hand coming out of that.
So we knew what's gonna happen soon.
That was just a teaser for, hey, Freddy Jason crossover.
So what do you think about this masterpiece, Jason Goes to Hell? This film can go to hell. Yeah.
This film is literally where the franchise went to hell.
Yeah, I gave it
horrible.
1 out of 10.
Yeah, it's horrible. I think I gave it also like 1 out of 10. It's horrible.
Like, it's a terrible story, bad actors, bad
yeah.
kills, boring kills. Like,
Yes.
most of the time it was just cut.
Yeah, exactly.
So not even for slasher fans.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's not even for slasher fans.
It's boring as hell and just annoying and
yeah, and I don't understand like these decisions, like eating the heart, this demon kissing, this monster, the dragging to hell. Who wrote this shit?
This should have been disturbing.
Yeah,
but the thing is, it was just bad.
It was just horrible. Yeah?
So don't take away our Jason. Really, that's like the only good thing left in those movies.
It's kind of what we also said in our franchise review of Halloween. It just doesn't mix with paranormal stuff. It just doesn't.
And people agree with us. This was, I think, the most hated one.
It's universally agreed. It's the worst one. It's just horrible.
So let's
move on.
Move on. That's actually more than twice times better.
Yes, which doesn't say a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, we come on to, I think, the most boring Jason out of them all, and that is Jason X.
Part 10.
Yeah, it's a 10.
Get it?
Yeah. And it's again made by New Line Cinema, I remember now.
Cinema.
Yes, and they thought, we're gonna reinvent Jason again. And probably they saw Alien, Star Trek and Alien especially, and they were like, you know what? Jason in space in the future. And that's what happens. If this sounds stupid to you, yes it is.
So Jason gets frozen in?
Yes, he gets
frozen.
frozen.
And also alongside a girl?
Yes.
that he killed, but she gets kind of
He gets cryo-frozen, right?
Yeah.
And then we just immediately cut to, like, I don't know which year,
There
20...
it says 2455.
Oh, damn. So
Right
really,
in the future.
yeah, and people are digging him up, and they're like, oh, it's a human, you know? We have to, like, examine him. Of course, they bring him, they don't freeze him anymore, or something's going wrong for some reason.
And then they say, oh my god, there's like this professor
Yeah.
which says, oh my god, I now have Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, and they have healing matter, so that's why the professor survives, because they can heal everything now. Like, when a limb gets cut off, they can heal it. And
Yeah, and the
it's
girl
kind of-
gets revived
yeah,
because
so,
of that.
Yeah, if you've seen the old Star Wars and Star Trek movies, Star Trek especially, that's where the setting is. It's literally on a spaceship.
Yeah, and this generic, like, stereotypical way, like there's this captain standing on the
Yeah.
bridge and all the million
Buttons that
and-
just light up randomly, and it's just so stupid.
And, you know, I'm no sci-fi guy,
Yeah.
and like it's not well made. Like Star Wars and Star Trek is well made,
Yeah.
and everybody knows it. But this is just
It's a
bad,
copy paste.
terrible.
It's just a copycat of it all.
bad actors
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
There's this one guy from 300, you know, that
Yeah,
says this
yeah.
is madness, and
Yeah.
I can agree with him in his movie
It's
there.
madness, yeah.
And so what happens, mate?
Well, Jason wakes up, he's unfrozen, and he starts killing people. So essentially,
The same
when
on
you
the ship.
when you put everything away, all the sci-fi parts, it's the same movie all over again. And again, you have horny characters like those two. And I have to say, out of all the characters, those two were insufferable. Like the one horny guy and the one horny girl, they were so fucking stupid. Like they were always kissing, having sex the whole time.
Isn't that in every movie?
Yeah, but they were even more dumb. But that says
I
something.
don't remember really.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
what
it says everything.
What I remember is that they also thought, now we have Star Trek, they even have Matrix in there, like this one
Yeah.
cyborg girl
Oh my
drop
god!
kicks
And
and
she
all that.
looks like Trinity, all the spandex black suit. That's so fucking.
And then they
stupid.
say, hey, there's still Terminator.
Yes, people like her. Essentially, I think what happened with Goes to Hell and Jason X, New Line was just taking Jason and throwing everything they had at the wall to see what sticks, like sci-fi, horror, Terminator. And,
So what do I mean, man?
yeah, Jason gets actually killed by the cyborg, like badly, like blown up
Blown to
once
pieces.
again. But he falls onto the healing chamber, and and then this matter comes like healing, and he turns into a cyborg.
Yeah, he
Like,
turns
literally.
into like to Uber Chase.
Yeah, yes, it's called even called Uber Chase. We're not, so he's driving now for Uber,
Yeah.
essentially. So he's unbeatable now. Yeah, he really is, and they're just running away. Everyone's getting killed, and I think 2 people escape.
Stuff gets always blown up, like the
Yeah.
mothership gets
But
blown
exactly,
up.
like
and all that.
budget-wise, this is the biggest movie.
Yeah, but it didn't age well. It
No.
looks pretty bad.
Yeah, but you can tell that this is where they really threw all the budget at it. But was it
Absolutely.
worth it? I don't know.
Nah.
Like this movie, like I told you, like Jason Goes to Hell is really hell, and it really annoys you.
But this, yeah.
Yeah, but this is just it's just
It doesn't
boring.
annoy you,
No,
but it's boring.
it's
And-
boring.
But you gotta put in this scene.
They have this VR games,
There's
right?
a VR
yeah, and they're
game,
trapping
yeah.
Jason in a VR game, and then he's suddenly at Camp Crystal Lake, and there are, of course, 2 nude girls. They're like, "Hey, Jason, you wanna have sex with us?" And then Jason. It's so
We
great.
laughed so much
It's
when
so
we saw
great.
that.
That was actually quite funny.
Yeah, at this point they probably were like, yeah, it doesn't matter. We can do
Yeah,
this.
we
I
can
mean,
do this.
We can do everything.
If we do Terminator, Jason, we can do
We can do
everything.
this, and so yeah.
But yeah, I think it's 1.5 hours, not even, and damn, it feels like 3 hours.
Yeah, it's not that all those movies are not long.
Yeah, and this
Yeah.
one just was so boring.
It was so boring.
Yeah, so that's Jason X. We
2.5.
X'd it off.
2.5 out of 10.
Yeah, they could have X'd this movie.
Yeah.
And it's a 2.5 out of 10 for me too.
So yeah, pretty boring.
Yeah.
No, but if you're like saying, hey, if I had to pick you something, you want to see a good one, you want to see a mediocre one, and one bad one, then it has got to be this one,
Yeah.
because at least it's kind of creative
Yeah,
with all
yeah.
this sci-fi shit.
Exactly, it's not that bad.
Oh, but it's bad.
Yeah, it's bad, definitely, yeah. And then... if you continued like we did, you're gonna be like, okay, 2 more to go. And you come to the movie that slasher fans have been waiting for years, essentially since Goes to Hell. We have Freddy versus Jason, and yeah, what happens?
Was first of all directed by
Ronnie
Ju
Yeah.
in 2003.
Yes.
And they needed a reason why they could stick both into one movie. And so what happens is, you all know Freddy Krueger, right? And he wants to come back slashing because he's bored.
Yeah, but you know, time hasn't flown by. He's
Yeah.
gotten older.
And so he needs like additional power or so.
I don't know.
And he imposes like Jason in his dream,
Yeah.
like being his mother, and says you have to go back to the city or
To
whatever.
Elm Street.
Yeah, you have to go to Elm Street for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So he walks there, a really long walk probably. And then you have to kill people there.
Yeah, true.
That's the story.
Yeah, and his goal is that people remember Freddy again because they probably think it's Freddy. And then there's this, at the very beginning, this awesome kill at the bed.
What is it, the big
Like this, of course, two people.
Oh yeah, I remember
Two
this.
people having sex, as always, of course, teenagers. And then we see Jason coming, like, stabbing this guy over and over, and he still keep holding on to his beer. And Jason's like, you know what? It was great.
It was fun, yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. But then, for me, you know, it's called Freddy versus Jason, but when does Freddy really versus Jason?
Yeah, that's actually the last part of the movie.
The very last
When
part.
they really meet up, because then Jason is like, Freddy's like, alright Jason, you've done your part, now get lost.
Yeah.
But he doesn't want to.
Yeah, and then he does the big mistake when Freddy wants to kill a girl in the dream. Jason kills her. before him.
yeah.
And then he's like, "Wah!" He's getting
pissed,
pissed
yeah.
about it like a little teenager. and yeah, and then in the end, they kind of like drug Jason and he falls asleep. No, Freddy goes into the body of a teenager.
And so Freddy wants to be in the real life.
Yeah,
That's basically
exactly. And he does that through trapping him inside one teenager. And he gives anesthesia to Jason. He falls asleep, and then he's in Freddy's dream. That's like
Jason's
a
dream. Freddy's in
yeah,
Jason's dream.
yeah. See, it's so confusing. And yeah, that was actually, and from there on, it's kind of fun.
Yeah. The last part is my favorite part because there you see the fight of Freddy versus Jason, and I like Freddy a lot. He's like the most charismatic slasher dude.
Yes.
With all his like quotes always.
Yeah, he's doing a really great job in this movie.
Yeah, and you like it if you're into slasher movies and if you're horror fans, then you're gonna enjoy the last part.
Especially if you're big fans of Jason and Freddy, you're gonna love it.
Yeah, and like how Freddy always jumps around and transforms into all this sort of stuff.
Exactly, it's kind of great. I kind of liked it when he was in a dream. And he kind of found out he doesn't like water, and then he traps him in the water, and you see like Jason becoming a little boy again, and scared, and he's like, oh, little Jason.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny.
And probably my favorite scene from the movie is when they were fighting at this construction site, and Freddy tries to ram a container into Jason, and it gets jammed. And when the container gets jammed, Freddy's like, give me a break.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like...
But essentially, because you're saying, oh, Freddy in real life, what happened? Yeah, well, he gets kind of like, the girl traps him, she goes into the dream of... It's
Inception.
Don't even... Yeah, before it was cool. But anyway, just don't even think about it. Don't try to make sense of it. And when she grabs Freddy and gets woken up, he comes also with her in real life. Yeah. And then this is where Freddy versus Jason really happens. You have them fighting around, of course, in real life. Jason has the upper hand. But Freddy is trying to do his best. And it's a fun. I think this last part in the real world where they fight is awesome. It's fun.
And in the end you see like the two remaining characters like trying to fight both, so they know Freddy is afraid of fire and Jason is afraid of water, and they're at Camp Crystal Lake, and there they burn Freddy and they throw Jason in the water.
Exactly, because fire should kill him. And Freddy comes out of the water again, so he isn't dead. And he comes with the machete with one arm only anymore. He's like, I'm gonna kill you. And then Jason comes up and kind of does something, right?
Does something.
He just cuts him somewhere. I don't know.
He cuts his arm off, and then he sticks his arm with the blade through his body.
Yeah, that's what happened. He takes the arm he cut off with the blades and stabs.
Totally over the top. And all the blood is always over the top.
Yes, and Freddy kneels down. The woman is like, "Oh, you fucking," and slashes over his head. And you think that's the end, but of course not. And then Jason just walks out and you see Freddy's head and his arm. You think, okay, he's dead. And the camera pans on Freddy's head and what does he do?
This is definitely a movie for the slasher fans.
Yeah, definitely. It's completely made for them.
And I think that's why it was so enjoyable. Maybe I'm getting into this sort of stuff now that I watched so much of it. But here it's actually executed rather well.
Yeah.
Of course, that doesn't mean that's a great movie.
No.
Because after all, it's still the same as always. So I would give it 4.5 out of 10.
And I gave it a 3.5 out of 10. The problem for me was, like, the fighting stuff, as I told you, was great. Oh
But
my
the
god.
rest
Yes,
and
the
it was
roulette.
boring.
It was so, because I think this is the most stupid out of all of them. Like, apart from Goes to Hell.
Yeah.
It can't get any worse. But it was really stupid, right? What they tried to do, and the characters are really bad. Like, the actors are really bad in this movie. Yeah, they're really
terrible,
bad.
yeah.
They knew it was shit, and they tried it, and it didn't work, and it was boring. But apart from that,
But if you want to have a good slashing time, then
Yeah.
go check this
you can.
out.
If you're Freddy, if you love Freddy, if you love Jason, this is the movie for you.
Yeah.
If you love mindless action, mind you.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly. So that's Freddy versus
Versus Jason, and the last, can you believe that we are already at the last?
Yes, the last movie. Guys, in 2009, I don't know who thought it would be good.
Markus Nisper did. Nisper.
Marcus Nispel thought, yes, we have only 11 Fridays, how about just another one? And he remade Friday the 13th essentially.
It's a reboot, yeah.
But it isn't like a reboot of the very first movie. So the first movie happened essentially. It's kind of the reboot of the second movie, right? Because Jason already exists.
Oh yeah, but he has the mask.
So whatever. Yeah, because you can't, I mean, nowadays you can't do Jason without the mask anymore. People will be like, oh.
Who is that?
Yeah, who is that, right? Exactly.
So guys, just, I'm gonna say it one last time, but it's the same again.
Yeah.
But it's very like the exact same as the second part. People go to Crystal Lake, they have party, drink, and have sex, and then get slaughtered by Jason.
Yeah, and you have against the rich guy, the nerd guy. Again, it's all over the same.
And this is, I think, the first both of us ever watched, right?
And you even have a Yankee in there again. Yeah. It's this weird guy. Yeah.
So,
it's the same stuff all over again. It just looks.
If you want to see this with more budget, like if you want to see the second or so with more budget and better camera and all that, then go watch it.
I wouldn't say, because the second one is still good.
Yeah,
This is kind of like.
it's a little worse.
I have to say, we actually watched the remake both before we started this whole spree, and I watched it. I was like, I guess it's a movie.
Yeah, it's something very forgettable.
Yes, you watch it, you forget it.
Yeah, it's again, I'd say it is the same stuff, just with better quality.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the third with more quality.
Yeah. So in general, I give it 4 out of 10. You can watch it, but I'm just seeing here the average rating from me throughout the entire franchise is 3.29.
Oh damn. That ain't good.
And this is around the same with you.
Yeah, it's kind of the same. Apart from like the 5th movie, we are almost always the same opinion, just like 1 point apart maybe.
So if you say I want to watch one Jason movie, then go watch the second.
You want to watch the best one, in our opinion, it's the second
yeah.
one. I would say 2, like mine would be 2, 6, 4, 3, maybe like the last half of 8, and that's it. Those are the ones you should see.
Alright. And please go listen to Alice Cooper's soundtrack.
Oh,
that
yes.
was in one of the movies. Like, I love this song.
6th one.
He's back.
Yeah.
Man
Oh,
in the
yeah.
man.
We didn't even know that's a Jason
Yeah,
related
so
song. Awesome
even
song.
though the movie is kind of meh, the
Yeah.
soundtrack is cool.
Which you'll hear now in the outro, by the way.
Alright, Mike.
Might. Okay, so Might's 3.29 average score, awesome friend. No, I don't know. We loved Michael so much.
It's our own fault, you know. We did that voluntarily.
Yes. So I think we won't be big fans of the Friday franchise soon.
No, it's something we just had to see because we want to get through all the slash
Exactly.
boys, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah, and I think this is the franchise for the purist slasher
Absolutely,
fan that
yeah.
just loves nudity, brutality, and nothing
and I
else.
think when we look back, when we really saw all the well-known slashers, we're gonna look back and say, yeah, this is probably the worst franchise.
Yeah,
like,
I would say too, sadly, yeah.
yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, maybe Texas is worse. We don't know yet.
We'll see.
That will come up.
So yeah, guys.
So yeah, guys, that is the franchise review of Friday the 13th. We did it, mate.
All right, I'm proud that we managed this.
Same. We did it before the end of September. We did it.
Yeah.
This is actually the last day of September. We did
Yeah.
it. Okay,
So we
so
were still slashing in September.
yes, legend in September. Exactly. So yeah, guys, that is the video. I hope you enjoyed it. What are your favorite?
What is your favorite chase movie?
Yes, tell us.
Just write a random
Or have
number.
we actually mentioned the Jason or hated the Jason movie which you loved? Just tell us, or maybe you hated one we loved. Tell us in the comments below.
They won't know what you said now because you said it's so complicated. Whatever.
Whatever. Whatever. Just do it. Comment down below and we'll see you in the next franchise review again.
Alright, see
Bye.
you, mates.